From seeing Lucifer naked, so seeing him fight villains like it's his job, we've got the ultimate list of Morningstar's moments that left a giant mark on us. And he showed us that the devil is not actually that bad, unless you steal his wings. Then he gets pissed and unleashes all hell on you. So here are the 10 unforgettable Lucifer moments. Let's dive right into it, shall we? Number 10. Lucifer gets his wings. From the moment we saw the Season 1 trailer, we knew this show was going to be amazing. And in that first season, we just realized that we're about to learn Lucifer's story and how he was cast from heaven for his disobedience. And of course, how he lost his wings and became the Prince of Darkness. Now in the first season, we got to see Lucifer look for his wings and try to get them from those nasty auctioneers. And that rich guy that bought them under the pretext that he, quote, unquote, thought he was buying some ancient artifact like a vase or something. But Lucifer saw right through that and he tracked them down. That being said, we had to wait an entire season before we would see Lucifer actually wearing the wings. It wasn't until the Season 2 finale that we saw Satan. Smash that like button if you haven't done so already. But no, we actually saw him wearing his angelic wings, just like he was before his father exiled him from his home. I mean, can you ever forget that ending scene where the camera zooms out and there he is, Lucifer and his wings, in all the hellish glory? We sure can't.
Very well. In human terms, once upon a time, a boy met a girl and they fell in love.
Number 9. The first time we saw Lucifer naked. For this, we will have to come back to that Season 1 trailer again. Ever since we saw Lucifer Morningstar in that trailer, we couldn't help but think that he was just a damn snack. So that means we couldn't wait to see what was under that elegant suit. And sure enough, when episode 4 rolled around, we got to marvel in the beauty that was Lucifer's body. Here's how that happened. When Chloe went to his nightclub to tell him to stop with all the crazy, inappropriate flirting at work, he came out buck naked, as if to show the detective what he has in store for her. And Chloe's reaction? Priceless. She was lost for words, and yet she couldn't believe that Lucifer was actually naked. She was staring at his junk for about 10 seconds before she could turn around, pretending to be ashamed. But don't worry, Chloe, we actually did the same thing, so it's okay. I mean, just look at that Adonis-like body and those abs. Raw.
Don't worry, my father's the forgiving sort. Well, except when it comes to me. Triple espresso or hair of the dog?
Number 8. Lucifer's fight with Maze. From one of the sexiest scenes in the series, we move to one of the bloodiest scenes in the entire series. And it's a fight between Satan and one of his most loyal demons, Mazikeen. But let's face it, Lucifer and Maze have always had a difficult relationship, to put it lightly. When Maze found that he was going to leave her without even telling her about it, she got so pissed that she compared Lucifer to his parents. And this is when all of his quote unquote daddy issues came pouring out, and the two forces of evil started an epic fist fight. The result? Both of them bloodied, both of them incapable of killing the other, the entire park completely wrecked, and both of them out of breath. Needless to say, they had to stop at the end, just to take a little rest. Man, that Maze is one tough cookie.
It's my turn, isn't it?
We can take it from here, Dan.
Number 7. Lucifer kills Cain. Cain and Lucifer never got along with one another. The only time these two hit it off was when he and Lucifer were creating a plan to undo Cain's first sin and bring his brother Abel back to life. But in the season finale, we saw these two finally have the fight we all knew was coming. When Chloe shot Cain, his bodyguard instantly shot her, and she fell in Lucifer's arms. After that, all of Cain's team members opened fire on Lucifer and Chloe. In order to protect her, Lucifer spread his wings and shielded her from the fire. He was vulnerable because he was next to Chloe, so he was screaming at the top of his lungs. But he managed to get out, and after he brought the detective to safety, he came back. And he came back with all of hell's fury bottled up inside him. His wings bloodied, his body invulnerable. He completely ravaged these guys, and finally got his hands on Cain. To protect himself, Cain used one of Mazikeen's blades, which Lucifer ended shoving into his chest. That's why you don't mess with Satan. Number 6. Lucy's exes. Now this scene was just plain epic. When the police department had no other leads on the murder, the thought that they would start questioning all of Lucifer's exes to see if any of them did it. But as the devil said it himself, you'll need a bigger notepad, detective. The women came in, all of them. The hall of the interrogation room was filled with hot women, and some men, of course. The devil never discriminates on the basis of gender. And when Chloe started asking them about the night they spent with Morningstar, they just couldn't stop saying how it was the best night of their lives, and how Lucifer tried all of these kinky sex techniques, which drove them crazy. Needless to say, Dan had his jaw dropped to the floor. Number 5. Lucifer versus Street Preacher. This one brings back memories, doesn't it? It was the first time we got to see the devil's real face, and we loved it. You see, that street preacher really didn't know that he was talking to the devil. Number 4. Lucifer and Chloe sleep together. After Lucifer left for hell in the season 4 finale, Chloe was heartbroken. She threw herself at work and tried to drown her sorrows in alcohol, but that didn't really work. So when he finally came back, Chloe was in shock. They later met up and they started off with an apology. They both admitted to making mistakes when it comes to their relationship, so you could say they were both pretty vulnerable. And just as they looked into each other's eyes, their lips were drawn to one another, and they started a scalding affair. The thing we were waiting since the first season had finally happened. And number 3, Lucifer and Mum. We chose this as the number 3 because it shows how mature Lucifer has become, despite what his father had done to him. So what actually went on in this scene? Well, his mother had just uncovered the blade of Azrael. His mom, on the other hand, wanted to get her hands on that blade and kill her husband, aka God. And this is the actual moment when we got to see how much Lucifer has grown. Even though she was angry with her husband, Lucifer advised her to go to another dimension and start a new life. Becoming vengeful would just mean she is going backwards instead of going forward. And that's when he used the sword to open a space portal and allow his mother to begin a new life, free from the shackles of God. Number 2, the flight of the angels. How many times do we get to see a fight in which Lucifer, Michael, Amenadiel, and Mazikeen all threw some pretty tough punches? Never. That is, until the first part of the season 5 finale rolled around. In it, Michael managed to persuade Mazikeen to revolt against the devil, so not giving her a soul. And Lucifer and Amenadiel were furious with Michael because he actually lied and used baby Charlie to further his plan. All of this translated into a bloody fist fight, some knife throwing, and a lot of wing action. After which, God himself had to jump in before someone got killed. And number 1, Lucifer in the Raw. Now this scene actually happened before our previous pick, but because it's the most memorable of all time, we had to make it number 1. You see, in the season 4 finale, when Lucifer saw Chloe taken by the demons, he had no other options but to show everyone who's boss. This meant that we would finally see the devil's true form. The bloodied, leathery wings, the rotting red skin, and the long fangs on his arms all completed Satan's look. But the scariest of all was that thundering voice that ordered the demons to bow down and go back to hell, as per the king's orders. Even their leader had to bow down, and you could see it in his face. He despised doing so. But when the king of all evil says so, you don't think, you do. And on that note, we end this video. But hey, what Lucifer scene was your absolute favorite? You can tell us in the comment section below. If you like more videos like these, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of them. And as always, thanks for watching, guys.